Next up, we got why Chris will soon be a nightmare for Mr. Beast. Heard a bunch of people been hating on this video.
The Chris Tyson situation could become a complete disaster for Mr. Beast's brand. However, it may also provide some unique benefits. So let's begin by going over the drama before explaining exactly how this will impact the Mr. Beast channel.
It won't at all. It shouldn't. Because why the fuck does anyone care?
2022, fans began to notice that Chris Tyson was changing. In the early days, he represented the quintessential southern gun and truck loving dude. Yet beginning in March 2022, Chris began to display increasingly feminine traits, making tweets such as, "I finally got my nails done at a nail tech."
Bro, everybody's been doing their motherfucking nails. I don't do this shit because that's just weird. But I know tons of people that have been doing their motherfucking nails for a minute. And that doesn't, what do you mean by that?
Additionally, Chris would highlight that his facial appearance had changed significantly since the start of the pandemic, which accompanied another post reading, "Okay, so in 4 different customs, I had to prove I was myself because I, quote, look nothing like my passport pic, so much that I'm considering updating my passport. Do you see any resemblance?" Prompting replies such as, "You went from man to boy." Chris responded by stating, "Nah, to be honest, I just really started taking my mental health seriously and eating better," yet his Twitter photos kept insinuating that Chris was becoming more feminine, with this same kind of look showing up in his Mr. Beast appearances. For example, on the 6th of January 2023, Beast Reacts uploaded a video titled "I strapped a GoPro to a fish," in which Chris dressed in a way that prompted comments such as, "Chris has been adopting more and more traits that remind me of my grandmother." Okay, so some people just gonna ignore Chris's nails? Chris had to have lost a bet. The look is getting wild. You can't just base all this based on comments. The response to the video then prompted countless viral TikToks, such as this one with 700,000 likes, stating how did Chris go from this to this, while others even made the claim that Carl had turned him gay. Now, this was pretty
Bro, what the fuck? Why is that even a statement to... Why is that even a statement to bring up in
ridiculous
the video? Bro, SunnyV2, you normally make fire-ass videos, but that
isn't even that feminine, and Chris had come out as bisexual years before he and Carl had even met. The true catalyst for Chris Tyson...
Bro, we're fucking 2 minutes in, and all he's been showing is fucking tweets and comments.
Tyson's feminization instead seemed to have come from his marriage. In January 2022, Chris would post a photo with his wife to his Instagram, yet after this, the family photo stopped altogether. Fans also noticed that he'd removed his wedding ring, with the ring's absence correlating perfectly with the very first post in which he'd painted his nails. Chris confirmed the split in a post from March 2023 reading, "For a little over a year now, me and Katie have been separated," with this also confirming that Chris's transformation began as soon as his marriage came to an end. Chris went from lighting campfires and raising a family with his beautiful wife to now trying to be a wife with his man buns and long nails. As the criticism continued to pile, Chris announced that he'd be taking a break from social media. And while there was a possibility that Chris would make efforts to return to his former self, he'd rather do the opposite and double down on his feminine image, showing up to the Kids' Choice Awards looking like this before making the announcement.
He kinda looks like Susan from fucking YouTube.
His feminine.
He kinda looks like Susan. Wait a minute. I can't remember her fucking last name. Kinda looks like Susan, low key. Hold up. Little bit.
An image showing up to the Kids' Choice Awards looking like this before making the announcement that he'd been doing HRT for approximately 2 months, which according to a quick Google search is the medical process for changing genders. Chris would expand on this by stating, "Informed consent HRT saved my and many others' lives. The hurdles GNC people have to jump through to get life-saving gender-affirming healthcare in a first world country is wild to me. Just let people make informed decisions about their own bodies," which received a positive response from both Carl and Mr. Beast, who wrote, "Got you, I did one more heart than Carl because I'm a better friend." While his co-workers expressed positivity, others weren't so welcoming. There goes a father figure the kid won't ever be able to...
What everybody else thinks doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. It's his fucking life.
Look up to.
What the fuck
Hard
do you
times
care
create
for?
strong men,
Why do you
strong
care?
men create good times create weak men, and weak men create hard times. Weak man times. Chris responded to this comment by stating, "This is just more dog whistling that somehow
Facts.
trans and GNC folks aren't safe around kids. Tucker begs for me to come back when I leave for like 2 days to film. He is so loved and happy. Kids aren't born with hate, it's taught by people like you, and my child will only know love. I know I'm going to be a great parent, and so is every other person who puts the love of their child before everything. I made this decision because I wanted to show up as my best and happiest self for him. In a way, this was for Tucker." Chris's response received some positivity such as, "I'm convinced you're an amazing father. Tucker is lucky to have you and also lucky to have all of those who surround and support you in his life, as well as I adore that. I'm glad you made that decision. It's so much easier to be a parental figure when you're not struggling with dysphoria, yet he'd also receive an equal amount of backlash. You ripped apart your family and took a father figure away from your
Oh yeah, Abir Hassan. What this guy thinks matters a lot.
son just so you could paint your nails and act zesty. Pathetic. He will get torn apart at school, won't want to have friends around his house. A life full of difference and being alone."
That's probably the life that the person that tweeted this lived. They probably didn't have many friends around school.
Must have missed the point in that tweet. How's this for him when you're depriving him of a father figure? Although Chris wasn't altered by these comments, as he'd once again reiterate his certainty in a new post reading, "It's never too late to start being yourself," which received praise from Mr. Beast as well as Nolan and Carl. However, these comments also added extra fuel to the fire. In a few years, look back at this thread and remember they were never your friends. Only yes men cowards. Hope you come out of this.
Coming from M Alpha. M Alpha. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Safe. Mr. Beast responded to this with a simple
Literally,
opinion irrelevant ratio, to which the original commenter would state, "I have 30 followers, so go ahead and ratio me. I'll still rest easy knowing that I'm not
Of course, motherfucker bought the Twitter blue shit too.
a coward who idly sits by watching my friend ruin his own life." In some ways, it was nice to see the boys standing up for Chris on Twitter. However, the situation has already begun to change the dynamic within the videos. For example, in a recent livestream titled "Opening 1,000 Mystery Art Boxes," Chris would once again dress in quite a feminine way, and while everybody participated as usual, the energy and vibe didn't feel nearly as smooth as it
awkward on all of their
does.
streams.
It felt as though there was an unaddressed
If you watch like all of their streams or any of their streams, they're all awkward because they're not fucking streamers, they're YouTubers.
elephant in the room, and therefore everybody was in their head as opposed to being in the present moment enjoying each other's company. Maybe everybody was simply too busy opening packages.
Like even in the Mr. Beast fucking 100 million subscriber award, I think it was, or whenever he did that live stream for when he hit 100 mil or something. He was awkward as shit during that whole goddamn time. They just don't know how to live stream.
But Chris did make these bizarre jokes about Jimmy being female, making him incredibly uncomfortable.
"Oh my god, Jimmy, look, they drew you. Jimmy, they drew you so
Like, if you go back and look at his old videos, he's obviously an awkward person.
well. It looks just like you."
Oh, yes.
Oh my god, it's Jimmy.
How did fan art? This is what we were looking for. Be brave, be honest, be kind, Mr. Beast. That is my tagline.
Becoming even weirder when each member started to pay each other compliments.
Hey, nice shirt. Thanks, dude. Nice shirt.
Hey, nice shirt.
Thanks, dude. Nice shirt.
Thanks. Nice shirt.
Nice shoes.
For the most part, the live stream was devoid of awkward moments. However, it would act as fodder for another 100 million views worth of drama and criticism. Chris likely believes that people will slowly adapt to his new appearance over time, but is this really going to happen? Well, maybe. It's difficult to say as the situation is fairly unique, especially when considering Chris's reputation and influence. However, if Chris continues to transition, would it be unreasonable to say that he could jeopardize some of the personality traits which made him a successful member in the first place? Perhaps the opposite will happen, and he'll instead pick up new personality traits that better resonate with the current Mr. Beast audience. This was put forward in many comments supportive of Chris, who implied that there'll be millions of queer kids who look up to him, although this doesn't necessarily mean that it'll add any value to the videos. Mr. Beast has likely cultivated—
I don't think it will add value or hinder the videos at all. I think it's a no factor. I think nobody should fucking care.
A massive LGBT audience, all of whom are already
Why do you care what a fucking grown adult is doing with their goddamn life?
watching anyway. And if we've learned anything from Hollywood in recent years, it's that adding over-the-top LGBT characters for the sake of relatability rarely works as intended, and is often nothing more than a distraction from the premise of the movie or video. On top of this, it can be uncomfortable and unrelatable for the silent majority, although as we have seen, a situation like Chris's does have the potential to create an otherworldly amount of discussion, which could be seen as a benefit for the MrBeast brand.
Drama is good for growth, 100%. That would be an easy way to up my
So
beast
you're
if
a
I got it.
Keemstar?
Bro.
The problem is this type of situation
Fair. MrBeast is the best marketer on the fucking planet, damn near. So
is probably
spin
the
it.
last thing
He's
that
gonna spin it to a
MrBeast wants
benefit
to
either way.
attract, as he's forced to agree with Chris's position.
he's not forced to agree with anything. He's just friends.
He
So why
has
the
no
fuck
way of
wouldn't he support his
manipulating the
friend?
situation without being painted as the bad guy. It's a lose-lose situation for MrBeast. I think Jimmy is in an inescapable situation. If he kicks out Chris, cancelled. If he don't, his channel will die for real.
How is
An
it gonna die?
inescapable situation is a
How?
pretty good way of
And when has Chris ever been a focal point of MrBeast?
describing the drama,
It's
which
the
is also
Mr.
why
Beast
it
channel.
deserves the harsh label of being a nightmare. Jimmy has no option but to publicly express acceptance of Chris's transition, as silence or even worse, disapproval would come with obvious severe repercussions. However, in accepting Chris's
bunch of goddamn
transition,
parasocial
Jimmy implies that
motherfuckers.
this will be the new normal within the content, thus annoying a different group of people, many of whom will never express their true feelings and may rather simply click on fewer MrBeast videos. If this is the case, Jimmy has no option but to accept this fate, as removing Chris from the videos in any kind of way could create an even more severe media
Why the
firestorm.
fuck would he do
the
that,
only
though?
clean solution, should things go south,
There's
might be
no
for Chris
reason
to
for him to
resign
cut him out.
himself, and even then
Other than a bunch
rumors
of
and bad
weirdos
press
who
will
amount
be
to probably like
unavoidable.
2%
Whether
of
it
the
be
actual
arrogance
comments.
or ignorance,
Fucking, you'll get what fucking 5% are the vocal majority. 5% are the people that actually speak. The other 95% are just watching the fucking video. The video will have fucking 10,000 comments, but it'll have 10 million views.
Chris seems oblivious to how this whole thing might impact Jimmy, forgetting that he achieved his current level of success by avoiding this exact type of drama.
It's not drama, you fucking dumbass. I don't know. This might be the worst SunnyV2 video, low-key. He based this whole fucking video of fucking YouTube comments. YouTube and TikTok comments and tweets. There wasn't really any valid, substantial evidence in here proving to why anything that he's saying is going to... even proving the title. I don't know. This is a not good video. Can't lie. El Sunny on this one. El Sunny on this one.